I'm going to click on the Roles tab here, and I'll click Add Role. We'll call this role Tour Type Creator. I'll click Save. And now we can either go to the Permissions tab to look at permissions for all the roles right next to each other, or we can go to the role that we just created, click the drop-down button, and click Edit Permissions. Now we only see one role over on the side. At some point, I'd suggest sequestering 10 or 15 minutes to read through the list of permissions here. It can give you some insight into how these different modules work and give you ideas for how you can split up permissions in ways that you might not have thought of before. So what we're going to do is do a search for tour type. Now, if you're used to using a browser search and going from result to next result, it's going to be a little frustrating because there's a bunch of hidden instances of the text tour type littered throughout this page. But what we can do is scroll down and look at where it's highlighted. So we see one right here, masquerade as tour type creator. We'll keep going down. Okay, this is what we want. These are permissions in the, if we scroll up, the node module. So we can give a user the permission to create new tour type content, delete it, delete their own content, delete revisions, create any content, edit own content. So this is the one that we want. So I'm going to check this one. Now we could give tour type creators even more permissions, like the ability to create their own content or delete their own content. But a rule of thumb with permissions is to only assign users permissions that they absolutely need. There's a couple reasons for this. One is that by giving them additional permissions, it may expose aspects of the user interface that they're not going to be able to use, and so it will clutter up their experience. But secondly, if their user account gets hacked somehow, you want them to have as few permissions as possible. So it's good for the user, and it's also good for security. Let's save this. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and click Save Permissions.